morning. Guess who's here? Cindy King is here. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning. So, because we're a short show, I'll catch everybody as they come in. But because we're a short show, I just want to say right now we've got some guests. And let's start with guest number one. Oh, wait. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways,
All the buttons.
I have too many buttons. Oh, look, here's some more buttons. Wait a minute.
Have Jeff help you.
Jeff, can you do this?
Nope.
Good morning, Gustav. All right, hold on. Nope.
All the buttons.
There we go.
There you go.
Yay!
Good morning, Cindy King.
So we have Jeff and Nikki here. Jeff Fuller with Fuller Embroidery Works, and Nikki, what is your business name again? It's
The Sassy Summer.
Sassy Summer.
Yep.
All right. Gustav is here. I did a job for him last week. I think he liked it. He's a lion. I haven't heard anything negative, so that's good. So today we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk with our guest. Oh, Barb is here too. Good morning, Barb. Good morning, Barb. Yay! And okay. Good morning, Mashid. Did I get it right this time? Mashid. All right. Good morning. We're going to talk to our guest about their startup stories. So, Jeff, what prompted you to buy your first embroidery machine?
Boredom.
Boredom.
Yep.
Boredom. Now, thank you, Machine. Jeff and I have already talked about this a little bit, so we're just going to go right into it. Jeff, what do you mean boredom? Tell me your story.
Stay-at-home dad, and Adam started going to kindergarten. And all of a sudden, I found very large blocks in my schedule that I had nothing to do. And so I collected embroidered patchers for, I think I've been doing it for almost 10 years. I have so many, it's not even funny. And so I just thought, why not? I'll start making some. And so I called a company. We'll just leave it at a company. And they sold me a single needle genome and some very expensive digitizing software. And then I started doing embroidery. And after, 2 months, 3 months of doing 15 color changes per patch and 5 patches in a hoop, doing 50 patch runs on a single needle machine, changing the color every time. Yep, I ended up going further down the deep end and bought a multi-needle machine. And I guess the rest would be history from there.
Mine is similar to that. I was doing quilts. I loved doing quilts. But I needed a quilt. I was doing a competition quilt, and I needed embroidered roses on a quilt block. So I found somebody that could do it for me, sent it out to her, came back, and they were terrible. They were all puckered. You guys would totally understand. They were all puckered. They were all bunched. There was no way I could use that fabric in these quilts. It was terrible. So I thought to myself, I can do better, and found my first digitizing software. Cindy's got a question, Jeff. Hang on a second. Let's bring this up. While Jeff is on, question on twill. I got some from Ganold. How does that compare to the Nerd twill?
That's not a startup question at all. No, I'm just kidding.
How do we derail to that one?
There we go. The twill that we have is 100% polyester, tightly woven. I would say it has a mild sheen to it. So, there's like super glossy. There's like Twill, USA, Stalls is pretty glossy. You've got kind of a mild sheen. And then you have the Ganold, which is it's a 60, 65, 35 poly cotton blend. And
It
Ganol
also has a binding on
stabilizer.
the back of it.
Yeah, it's got a stabilizer laminated to it, and the Nerd Twill is just a straight poly twill, no backing, 100% polyester. It's about a 7 or an 8 ounce twill.
And I know from my twill purchases, I just bought both the black and the white of the Nerd Twill. Very, very nice weave, very nice tight weave, which is very important with patches. Very important. Cindy, you should get some of that twill. You will love it. I promise. Um, Going back to our startup story, Nikki, Nikki used to embroider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Years
did.
ago, she bought a machine. So Nikki, tell us about your machine and why you set it aside, and now you're coming back to it.
So I started, my business was actually done in bows. That's where I started my business, was in hair bows. And I wanted to do the fancy embroidery on the bows and did lots of research. And you're talking almost 15, 16 years ago. And I bought a Singer Futura, and it was the smaller hooped one. And then I bought a Singer Futura XL. Single needle. At the time, I did not realize the vast amounts of different embroidery machines because nobody explained anything to me. And there was a lot I didn't know. I got tired and I got burnt out. I did 90 fronts of shirts, and it was an intricate design on 90 of these shirts, and I got completely burnt out. It was one needle. It was three thread changes per shirt. And I
And
said,
90 shirts.
and 90 shirts. And I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't. I got burnt out. I found myself just crying more out of frustration than this was being an enjoyment thing anymore. So I put it away, and it sat on my shelf for about 8 years, and it just sat there. I said, I can't do this anymore. It's been something that's always nagged at me that I wanted to go further. And I think where where we are right now, I had to do a certain amount of things. So like now I'm into sublimation, and I'm really big into that industry right now. But my heart still loves doing embroidery. It always has. So it keeps coming back to that. Then I got a little sprinkling of the nerds into my world, and here we are.
Did they
And now
put
I'm
that?
shopping.
They
They
put
did.
that little.
They're feeding the hunger. That is definitely for sure. Um, and except this time though, I have friends in the fight kind of thing. I have people who have knowledge who aren't going to let me buy a crappy machine. And they're like, you did what? And you used what? I broke out my single needle. What was it, about a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago? And I literally almost put it out in the middle of the road. I'm like, Jeff, this isn't working. It's doing this. And he goes, all right, let's back up. What are you using? This should be working. You shouldn't be this frustrated with it. And I am.
I have to say my very, very, very first, because remember I said I got these roses and I hated them. Well, in order to embroider, you have to have an embroidery machine, right?
Right.
My very first embroidery machine was a Singer XL that I purchased off of the Home Shopping
That's
Network.
where I got mine.
Okay. And it's
Late night shopping is not a good thing for somebody who's crafting. The crafting
no, and
no.
I swear they put those crafting shows on after 11 for that reason.
Oh yeah, because we're impulse buyers at that point. That's bad. When they say crafting on HSN, forget it. You're done. Yeah, I was the same way.
But here's the difference. I tried to use that machine for 2 days. It's software dependent. You have to use their software to set up the design to send it to the machine. And I could not get that thing to stitch well. Period. So I actually sent it back 2 days later, packed it all back up again, sent it back. And then I bought my first little brother machine off of Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Much better experience.
Yep, and I definitely No, I want a multi-needle. I know that's where I'm at now, but my business has evolved. And so my
Yeah.
needs have definitely changed. I've gone from being the atypical home user to
Yeah.
more of a business. And
Yeah.
so that need changes, and that's where I'm at. So now I'm shopping for a multi-needle, and I'm being a lot more cautious or selective as to what I choose, a lot more research. I researched maybe going into sublimation for 2.5 years before I pulled the trigger. So we're in for a long haul at this point. Because I want to make sure it's a huge investment.
It is a huge investment.
Yep.
Cindy's over here laughing at us. She says we're hilarious. And while we're here, Cindy, yes, there is a twill sample in the kit that you got at AG. All right. So yeah, she's laughing at us. Um, and then for me, it just progressed. And I if I can do it, that that first little brother machine,
Hmm.
Cindy says you need to get a Baradin.
That's one of the three. I was
Yep.
instructed that I was only allowed to get three different brands, and
Yep.
I need to research those three different brands. Like I was given the memo, so yes, Cindy,
Um,
it's one of the three.
so yeah, my little single needle machine, my little single needle machine, um, that one I paid for out of pocket. But within the year, that machine and my digitizing bought my 15,000 top of the line brother.
Right. Well, you would ask the question, what sparked me to come back to it?
Yes.
And honestly, Jeff had done something and he had sublimated on embroidery. And I'm like, I'm in sublimation. You're bringing back my passion. You are
Yep.
literally just feeding what I really want. I'm like, wait, I can do that too. And this is where we're
Mixed media.
at. Yeah.
Mixed media is lots of fun.
Uh-huh, and that's where I'm at. And I've, and as everybody knows, Jeff now digitizes for the stuff that I do as a graphics designer. So that's filling that need too, that, oh, my work can now become an embroidery design. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of come twofold. So that's where we're at right now.
We
And
have
all,
Gusta said that he started with a happy machine and
mhm.
he now runs Melco. And then Barb here, my first embroidery was a freehand embroidery on a regular machine about 30 years ago. I've seen some of that work. That's a lot of skill. Then she moved to the Viking designer Ruby 20 years ago and now has an, I always pronounce this wrong. Jeff, is this Avance? Avant.
Avante.
15 needle that she purchased in 2018. Awesome. Cindy's also saying if you get a ZSK, know that it's a big deal to switch from flats to caps. I only use my ZSK for caps. She's just trying to give you a heads up. Some of the user perspective here.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
if you buy a Baradin, you're not going to have one person that's going to walk up to you and say you shouldn't have bought a Baradin.
No,
That
Right.
you won't get that.
Right.
the
Isn't that like
Baradin.
the Tajima though too?
Yeah, you might get a little because there's a little competition there, but
Right.
you buy a Tajima, and you tell people you have a Tajima, they're not going to make that face.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
but
I
if
don't
you
need that
don't,
face. I don't need that face. Like, oh, you
No.
bought that machine. Like, I
Yeah.
don't need that face.
If you come out of the gate with, I have a problem, it's on a Tajima, people will be like, let's look at less machine and more like hooping stabilizer. How new
Right.
are you, right? And if you come out the gate with a problem with, some other machines, they'll be like, all right, did you retime your machine? Did you?
Right. The ABC machine, that's the quick buy it because I saw it on a Facebook ad kind of machine.
You buy it from Amazon.
But
Here in 2
eBay
days.
is even better. And so,
your
it's
your
no
budget your budget friendly machines are budget friendly for a reason.
right.
The components are usually just right at required specs. nothing upgraded. So you have to be aware that you're going to need to be mechanically more hands-on with a budget machine
Hmm.
than you will with the higher cost brand machines.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
Cindy
absolutely.
Cindy says here that she's got a single head and a four-head Baradin, and she loves them. And they're old, and
She's
she is old.
Cindy, you are not old.
Cindy, you are
Oh,
not old.
she's got more
No.
life than half the kids, probably, half her age. She could run circles around them.
So, back to our startup stories. So I want to go back to your mixed media,
Hmm.
Nikki. God, I wish I had it here. I do. I did.
Don't anymore.
I would say I do. I have something mixed media in front of me.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This one, I have cats.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this?
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, go this way. This is just a piece of line art. And I don't know if you can see. Can you see? I blinged it out
Yeah, you
with
did.
Tchaikovsky crystals. I love Tchaikovsky crystals.
That is gorgeous.
It is. And this is, I did this just for the creativity of it. There was no plan with this. It was not a design that was being sold. It was, oh, I want to try that.
Yeah.
So I digitized it and I put the crystals on, and it hangs here on my wall.
See, I like the
This
idea that I can press my own fabric and I can create my own custom fabric and then add it to my embroidery, and I don't have to go buy yards upon yards of it. And I can create on the fly something. And I just love the whole idea of mixing both of my worlds into one, something that I miss and I love, and something that I do now and I'm passionate about. And, why not? So I love all of that part of it. Um, yeah,
Plus, you can buy more hats.
because I have a fierce hat collection. I need more hats. I really do.
Facebook user, tell me who you are. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go on to my other one that I've got sitting here. This is also a mixed media. It started out with a sheet of heat transfer vinyl
Huh?
and
Yep.
glitter, cut it out on my handy dandy Cricut,
And then
right?
you embroidered the flowers?
And then I set it up and embroidered the flowers on top of it.
You could have gone one step further. You could have not only done, once you did the embroidery in white, you could have done a white glitter and you could have subbed over the entire thing, the white glitter, the flowers,
Yep.
and done
Now,
that too.
this was done 4 years ago. Again, this was just a creative
Yeah,
piece.
I love it.
Um, this was just a creative piece. All I knew was heat transfer vinyl and a Cricut. I now know about, the sublimation. I
Yep.
now know about white toner printers. Um, so
Funny
yeah,
how we advance very quickly and all the other things. Once you get down one rabbit hole, it leads us to a bajillion other rabbit holes and, keeps right on going. This is why we need warehouses.
so I'm going to go back here real quick and pick up a couple of messages. Oh, Cindy says she's had those machines for over 20 years. And Barb's laughing at Cindy, calling her a pup. She's still just a pup. We have Facebook user who started out with Husqvarna. And my own Husky story, I went from top of the line brother machines and needing a repair. The thread was it was terrible. Anyways, my tech was 4 weeks out and I was on a deadline with my little single needle machine, right? My big single needle machine. So I took it to another dealer who did in-house repair, but he repaired strictly, he was a service person for Viking. And he says, I'll take a look at it. So he couldn't fix it, but we wound up spending 3 hours talking about the differences between the machines.
Mm-hmm.
The Viking was a superior stitch quality. I was so impressed. Yes, brother machines have the ease and the user friendliness, and the Viking, I called it a princess for the longest time. But her stitches were beautiful.
So what machines do you own?
Right now,
Yeah.
um, I only have one Viking. It's a Viking Topaz 50. Uh, Uses all of the hoops. That's the only flatbed machine I have right now. And then I have two SWFs and I have my Happy Journey. No,
Okay.
Voyager. Let's see what else we got here. Barb agrees that Tchaikovsky crystals are beautiful. They're beautiful. Wayne is here. Hello, Wayne. This is this is Peanut Embroidery. Digitized a bunch of stuff for the. I'm well. Hello, hello. Going on. You know, come on around and say hello. Cindy says she's going to enter a jean jacket in the fair on Monday. I saw that jacket. Thinking about adding bling. I think I've already gone overboard with the embroidery and applique. No, you can never go overboard. Add the bling. If your heart says it needs to shine, make it
And everything needs to sparkle.
everything. Barb is saying Cindy posts pictures on the Discord. People, if you're not aware, Discord is another chat forum. Um, the embroidery nerds have a server, I believe is what it's called there.
Yep.
Come join us. I will post a link on my page later. Barb posted earlier this week under show and tell. Hey, Facebook user. Let's see. The Viking, 3 Vikings later, and she went with a Tajima. Or he went. They went with a Tajima. Barb's gonna go take a look at that jacket. Cindy, we are in Texas. It's never too much bling. I love it. I love it. May not have time. You know, go to Michael's today. Pick up the Tchaikovsky crystals that have the heat back and go place your bling. It's just that easy. Okay, we're at 10:23, so we've got a few minutes. While we're here, I want you guys to think about next week. What do you want to talk about next week? Do you want to talk business? Do you want to talk machines? A little more digitizing? Whatever you guys want to talk about, it's all up to you. Just throw it out there and we'll make it happen. Okay. So, you guys are my first guest on my
Yay!
podcast. Yay! And it wasn't too bad. I think I might do this again. What do you think?
Go
Think-
for it.
Yeah.
I think roundtable discussions are important, especially when you have other people's in the industry. I plan on doing a roundtable, and I think that they just open people's eyes to different things. They talk about what the struggles are in the business. Doesn't matter what your business is, there's all struggles that come across, and how you navigate them. You know, like our biggest one that we've got coming up is, and this will be a great topic for next week if you want, is navigating through the holidays during, when everything's costing an absolute fortune, and adjusting how you do stuff, your pricing, all of that going into the holiday season. We're about to head into there. And that's one of the round table discussions that I want to have is, how are you navigating that? So maybe you'll have to join me, Ramona.
I am going to make a note on that one because that is
a great topic, right?
It is.
I mean, you start buying all your blanks in July. Christmas is coming.
That's what I tell everybody. You start prepping for that. And if you have a product that's more hands-on, that's more labor intensive, you have to prepare months and months before that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is your product line this year? How are you going to schedule your time? The biggest thing, that and this is just, again, because like I said, a couple of years ago, I had some major burnout. Time management. How are you going to keep yourself from burning out over the holidays?
Right.
Very
Right.
important.
And
What are
still
you
love
going
your
to
job when you're done.
do? What are you going to do for yourself during this time to not only accomplish all of your business goals, not only take care of all of your customers, but how are you going to take care of yourself?
Right. You got to have,
Very
you
important.
give yourself, what are you going to do to give yourself some grace? Because you need that downtime or you're going to burn out. And I think it's a great topic because we're heading into that busy season. And I think we run ourselves into the ground.
And
Um,
we do.
you know,
Working those 14, 15, 16-hour days
exactly.
for
Can you not
everybody
say
else.
no to the I didn't think about this till yesterday, but can you have this done for me tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or you know you're closing your shop down, like you've set a hard deadline. I'm not taking any more orders for at this time, and you get that one person, and they're always local, and it's always the one that you're like,
But
okay,
it's only one color. It's such
right,
a
I could just fit in that one more thing, and you're like,
Yep.
okay, because we're such a people pleasing kind of, when you own your own business, you don't want to necessarily say no. Your heart doesn't want to. Your shop says you should, but
Right.
there's definitely a disconnect there. But absolutely, I mean, this is something great to talk about because I think that it doesn't matter and it resonates through any business in any industry. Um, the struggles we're about to hit, and yes, we have business all year round, but it gets times 5 when you head into
Right.
the back half of the year. It's our busiest time of year.
And
So
it's the reason they say retail, their biggest retail day of the year is the Christmas holiday.
yeah,
The Black Friday,
yep.
and they bank on that. They know that that's where their money is.
The least popular holiday is Father's Day, and it's ranked 20th.
Now I'm feeling the love. God,
Sorry,
get the wind out of my sails.
sorry, buddy.
We're gonna have to talk to Adam then because that's all on him. If you're not feeling
But
it for
in the
Father's
industry,
Day,
that is your fun fact for the day. It is the least popular holiday event out of everything. So, what does that tell you? That Memorial Day, Labor Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, it goes Christmas and Mother's Day are the top 2 holidays or events in our year, retail wise. There's your fun fact for the day. You're welcome.
Cindy says you gotta make hay when the sun is shining. Yes, you
Yep.
do.
Yes, you do.
And even said it twice even. Ouch.
Sorry,
So
Dad.
yeah, and I
Sorry,
think
Lou.
There
others
you
have.
go.
Oh, Wayne. Oh, did you catch
Oh, wait, here we go. This matter. It's not
Fathers have
you, but
feelings too?
that's the thing.
Okay, but maybe we just need to get on to Hallmark and have them do some major marketing for the fathers.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, absolutely. But so there you go. There's your fun facts of the day.
Actually, I just had an idea.
Uh, yeah.
Holidays.
Me too. I'm making up my own. The number one on the chart. There we go.
So Jeff's gonna make up his own. Do we call it Fuller Day? No,
I'm
that would
all
make me
for it.
think of Bureau.
Oh, even his head is about to get this big. Not. I'm going to hear about it now for the rest of the day about Fuller Day. Thanks, Ramona. No, there's no love
Wayne's Wayne's talking. Wayne's talking that he loves the Hallmark, especially the movies.
Maybe we'll just call it Festivus. No,
Well, there
either
is.
one
No,
of you.
that one's already taken. You can't have that one.
You can't have that one, babe. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's already there. You definitely need something different. And Festivus is already taken, and you can't. I mean, you can have Fuller Day, but no,
But it's for the
sorry.
rest of us, dads.
Hashtag Dad's lives matter too.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, we're right at 10:30, people. If you have any ideas, any broadcast, any topics, send me a message. I'm always here. August 27th, Fuller Day.
Oh, don't help him. Cindy,
It's
I
official.
thought you were on my
We
team.
have a
Oh,
date
There's
and everything.
official.
Everybody planned
I was
next
just
year
going
on
back
August
you in the
27th.
Nerdette group.
Okay,
No.
I'm gonna have to put a reminder on my calendar because I'm terrible about remembering things.
And just think, I
So
was going to add Cindy to the Nerdette team. You know, I don't know. She's totally not Jeff. I don't know.
I don't know. Cindy's already a nerdette. She's like the number one nerdette. She's the one that found all the star pieces.
But she doesn't
And
have the Nerdette.
Yeah.
That no, I only have the
She's got a
Nerdette.
nerd star.
She's got a nerd star. I have the Nerdette star.
Barb's laughing really hard here. Barb, we're gonna pull back a little bit, Barb. We don't want you to hurt yourself.
Right. Not on a Saturday.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we're all having oh wait, we've got Rusty Needle and
That's
Twisted
Mandy.
Oh yes, that's Mandy.
From
Oh,
Applegate
Mandy.
Getaway.
She's a hoot.
Oh,
Happy belated
her.
birthday.
Okay. But we gotta go now. Ramona and I are twin nerds. Yes, we are. No, I don't know if it helps any, but I did bling out my nerd. I don't know if you can see. I put the crystals on
See,
the.
she wants to be on Team Nerdette. See?
Oh,
See, Ramona, we'll have to start the girls' club in the
we're gonna
Nerdette.
have to. Yep.
It's gonna have to be the girls' club.
All right, everybody, have a great day. Everybody have a great day. Thank you, Jeff, for being here today. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you so much for both of you being here. And thank all of you for stopping in and saying, hey, always appreciate that. Now I'm going to, because I'm terrible about these buttons. I got to go find. Here it is.
Wasn't that fun? Do you have more questions? Do you want to learn something new? Join me at quicktostitch.com for coffee and conversation, and we'll talk about it. Embroidery machines, designs, and business. Hope to see you soon. Bye now.